Right, welcome everyone to another RDB Reviews, first of 2021. Ryan brings us film reviews, game reviews, TV reviews, streaming reviews chiefly. We wait eagerly to see what Ryan has to offer.
Yeah, it's for you see here. The one I highlighted, sadly, I only got small writing. It's the ones we're talking about today.
Right, okay, that helps. And it looks like there's about five.
So we can put 2020 behind and open up in the new year.
Yeah, a more hopeful year, I think.
Yeah, so the first ones I bought is my favourite TV shows of 2020.
I love the graphics. So Ryan's TV.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, I was watching this just last night, Ryan, Messiah.
Yeah.
It's a very slow burn. I haven't watched much of it. Yeah. And to be honest, we were finding it a bit hard to get into because it's very slow. Tell me about it.
I think it's just like what happened like in this modern world now, like where they're like a cold strangers immediately just landed into the scene of like a man of the culture's attention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like pretty much like Jesus.
Yeah, well, he's Messiah, so he's got that Jesus Christ thing going. He leads people.
Yeah.
He talks about God. He has magical powers, kind of.
Yeah, like it's trying to like I think about like heal a woman, I think it's an old woman or just a young child, about like a young child dealing with breast cancer.
Right.
So just putting water on them.
Yeah. So does that happen? I've only seen, again, stupidly, like the third episode and the fourth episode. So I've missed the beginning. He starts in Syria, I understand, and then he goes across the Levant and he ends up in America.
Yeah.
But does he heal people in the early episodes then?
Well, yeah, indeed.
Okay.
But when it's regressive, when he does come to the United States, everyone has a different opinion of like, who is he? What's he doing here? What's his motivation?
One of the things I like about it, Ryan, I've seen this done in comic books before, is this joke that if Jesus Christ came back to the modern age now, people wouldn't recognize him because he would look like someone from Iraq or Iran. They make a point that he's an Iranian. So he wouldn't look like the kind of paintings that we're used to seeing of Jesus with blue eyes and white skin and long brown hair. He would look like someone from the Middle East. So I quite like that idea. No one quite gets that he's Jesus.
Yeah, I know, that's mad. But I was so hooked. What's going to happen next?
Yeah, the impression I get from this program. It's a bit like Lost, from early 2000s. It's very slow, but it makes you want to see the next episode to see if something will happen.
Well, a couple of people die in this.
Right.
Overall, I'm just gonna count the fact it's very brilliant. Captivated me in 2020. Definitely this is like way before the pandemic.
Right. I didn't know how old it was as well because we were just watching it the other night, so I didn't know if it was a recent release or if it's been out there for a long time. Have you watched the whole of the first series?
First series, yes.
Does it end with a cliffhanger?
Back in January.
Okay, right. I didn't know it was that old. Does it set up, more seasons? I presume they want it to be a long story.
Well, yeah, but I guess with this pandemic, travel restrictions now, I think they're not going to have a zero chance doing the season.
Yeah, I mean, that's, as we've said in our previous interviews, that is always a factor, but it's kind of, if the program left it as a cliffhanger, there's always the potential that they could do more. It's just whether or not they can. So, yeah.
Yeah, indeed.
It's not finished, though. They didn't say, here's the end, there's no more. There's potential for more.
Yeah. Okay. So, fingers crossed. So, yeah, on my honorable mentions, Transformers War of Cyber Trilogy, number 1 and 2.
Yeah, we spoke about that in the autumn, which is the Japanese-American crossover computer-generated Transformers cartoon movie.
Yeah.
Not in that. And it's kind of, I think it's for the hardcore fans of the toys and not the fans of the Michael Bay movie.
No, this is completely on Cybertron.
Right, yeah. So it's not even on Earth. It's before everything. It's a prequel.
Yes. And the other ones I go on here are DC Black Lightning Season 3.
Yeah, I recall us talking about that. That was a really interesting story, also including a pandemic.
Well, yeah, but not like the pandemic we're dealing with right now, but similar to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Animaniacs.
Yay, which we spoke about not long ago. That was covered in one of our last sessions, which is to say they've come back. I watched the trailer, Ryan. I love how they make a point that we can't make fun of Bill Clinton anymore. We need to come up with some modern comments. You know, we need to come up with stuff that's happening now. And they do the Russian bots and they do, Donald Trump. That's great.
Yeah, and actually the characters look better than ever.
Yeah, the animation is the same, but it's probably done with computers now. It's voiced by the same people, like you said, which is very impressive because it's 20-something years later.
I know, and it's all like a variety show, which is, to me, that's the standout thing about it. And the last one I believe is Gangs of London.
Which, again, being a Londoner, you were a huge fan of this. You liked the scenes, but you also liked the gritty crime and the way all the characters are portrayed.
And now we're on to the topic favourite shows of the year.
Okay.
Number 6, the final season of Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Yeah.
So that is the conclusion of the prequel stuff.
Of the Clone Wars saga, yes.
Yeah, because the hope is, I think, that they're going to start making more modern stories of Star Wars. It's not going to all be set.
Probably more prequels.
Well, you were saying there was another series that's set after the Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, I think there's the Bad Batch, as in like the new series coming soon, and I think they got Ahsoka, which basically Ahsoka is actually becoming one of my new favourite characters now. So this is like before Revenge of the Sith, before Anakin becomes Darth Vader. I think before Revenge of the Sith.
Okay. If you're a geek for these things, you want the chronology. You want to know what happens when. But hopefully the program doesn't require that you know anything about Star Wars. You can just jump into it and have fun with it.
Yeah. Or if you just want to start from the beginning and start with the Phantom Menace.
Sometimes it's quite fun to jump into something.
Absolutely. Yeah. Right. Number 5.
Yes.
Afterlife Season 2.
This is Ricky Gervais' vehicle.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that this was like the Ricky Gervais best performance in a very long time since the Night at the Museum films.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Ricky Gervais fan. I've not seen barely anything he's in. But yeah, this was critically acclaimed. He seems to have got a lot of people to appreciate this, not just as a silly comedy, but as like a drama.
Yeah.
Is it tear jerking? Does it move you?
It is jerking, definitely.
Okay.
And I deal with the fact like a mum is passed away for cancer, and he tried to continue with his life. Since she died.
Yeah. I saw the first episode of the first season and then never made time for the rest. So he has a dog, and that's kind of what gives him the reason to go on, is he's got to feed his dog.
Yeah.
I know that feeling.
Sweet and lovely.
Yeah.
And number 4, from Amazon Prime Videos, Hanna Season 2.
Not heard anything about this, Ryan. We've not discussed this before. So what is Hanna?
Well, straight from where Season 1 left off. With her and the girl that she rescued from their facility last season, and they just like ran away. They left her dad to fight off the bad guys.
Right.
And basically they freed pretty much all the other students, all the experimental girls there from their facility, and like send them free.
It sounds like it's a bit like New Mutant. Are they in a facility with superpowers? I'm having to guess now.
No, it's like, well, they were in a facility in the first season for like training to be like pretty much like Hanna, as in like a deadly assassin.
Right, okay.
So basically this is like Season 2 is like the aftermath of that.
It just picks up right where the first one left off.
Yes, which is actually good, because not only Hanna had like the main hero, also you got like this girl they just rescued, which is trying to struggle to find hers, like find her own like family. Bit like long lost family, but just like making like the B plot of this season.
What would you say its main appeal is, Ryan? For someone that knows nothing about it, what would you be watching it for?
Well, that's pretty much okay. If you are the fans of the books or the 2010 movie, I will probably disappoint by it and just saw Season 1 with clear eyes and probably love it because like it got girls kicking ass.
Right, very good.
You'll pretty much enjoy this one.
Okay, so if you're a Charlie's Angels fan, this will tick a box. And as you say, say, because that you've ticked a memory now. So it was a movie in 2010, which is about this girl Hanna, who's a trained assassin, and a bit like Jason Bourne, she goes rogue, I guess.
Yeah, similar like that, but as a woman instead of Matt Damon.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, and also the people they just rescued, actually, they had more like character development this time for each of them.
Okay.
Like, I was like, think about like what path they want to go in.
Yeah.
Like, do they want to like just live life as just normal teenagers again, or just become like deadly killing machines?
Funny having that choice. It reminds me, Ryan, of we were talking about how programs and films sometimes have this plot device, which is that you have ordinary people in extraordinary circumstances, like The Walking Dead, or you have extraordinary people in ordinary circumstances, like Elf or something. You know, you have a superhero who's having to make his way in the normal world. This sounds like extraordinary people in extraordinary circumstances. It's like got everything, you know, assassins and they've got superpowers, but maybe they just want to be normal.
Well, yeah, but that's why they explored it this season. And Hannah brought them to this special school about, like, this special girl school to bring these, like, rescued girls and try to, like, be normal.
Forgive me for making the analogy, but is it like Charles Xavier's School for Gifted Kids?
Similar, yes.
It's a refuge.
Yeah, it's similar like that.
Okay.
Not what you expect.
All right, cool. No, it sounds quite mysterious to me.
When you say the X-Men, think like that.
All right, so it's not mutant powers, but it is trained assassins.
Yeah, of like teaching them, because like those girls, they have been like trained to be assassins their whole lives. Said like pretty much they're like babies.
Yeah, so they've had no idea of what a normal life could be like. Yeah.
Yes, and they brought Hannah and I think his dad like brings them to the school to teach them like matters and like growing up as a teenager.
Okay, good luck with that.
Like living a normal life.
Would you say watching the movie is essential?
The movie not taking the concept from that movie and actually making more fleshed out.
Is it the same cut as the movie?
No.
Right.
And I just gotta leave it at that. So viewers have seen that one for themselves.
Okay, so you've probably heard of it. If you want to see the second season, Ryan says that was a really good. That was number 4, wasn't it, on your list of best programs 2020?
Yeah. Which was a big surprise, but I still managed to remember what happened.
Good.
Thank you. Number 3, and this one's a tricky one because it's a tie between these two programs for Netflix, like a 50-50 tie.
Okay.
Which is the Umbrella Academy Season 2 and Teenage Bounty Hunters. But
I love the fact those two are competing.
3 different ways.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like Umbrella Academy Season 2 is like a time travel adventure, and Teenage Bounty Hunters like it's a buddy comedy about like 2 religious girl students in a religious high school getting into the messy world of bounty hunting.
And as we joked, it sounds like anyone can just at the drop of a hat become a bounty hunter. Maybe in America that can happen.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're not your obvious bounty hunters.
No.
No.
No. Both these encourage each other. Both got me hooked. Care about the characters.
Wonderful.
More than I expected to.
I think it's great that there are these female leads, right? There's no obvious male main lead in that, and Hanna is about sort of female characters.
So yeah, I can leave it at that. On to number 2.
Yeah.
The Boys.
The Boys. Yay. Ryan's got season 1 and 2 posters together.
Yeah.
And any news about more Boys, Ryan?
Well, the prequel series set before The Boys.
Which is probably interesting, but I want to know where it's going, not where it came from.
But I won't be surprised if it will happen during this pandemic.
Yeah.
Or they had to like shoot season back to back.
They commissioned a 3rd season, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yes, because I think they have confidence in the success of this show getting a 3rd season.
Randomly, Ryan, I watched Red for the first time the other day. You know, the Bruce Willis movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great fun. Nice to see Carl Urban looking a bit younger and not quite so haggard. And
Oh yeah, but at least they look awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the characters in that, I want to see all of them. I want to see where they all go because they're all very interesting.
Oh yeah, definitely with the last episode,
Mhm.
which I think I think it's gone rogue or probably gone hiding.
He's got the little boy, hasn't he?
Yeah, got a little boy and now shifted to I think someone from the Secret Service or the
That's right.
FBI to like training to use his powers properly.
Also, to make sure that Homelander can't find out where his son is. And I love that bit where the boy decides he doesn't want to be with his dad and he stands by Butcher. And Homelander just realizes that with all his powers, he's powerless. There's nothing he can do. So he goes off and masturbates on the roof of a building.
Yeah, I'm like, what is that? Oh, by all me, it was funny. I'm like, what?
He's a bit of a deviant.
You lost your son, you lost pretty much your wife, and all you do is just I can't argue too much. Pretty much an arsehole anyway.
He's not redeeming himself in any way. I mean, I was saying before, Ryan, and I'll try and stop it now because there's been a change of the guard in American politics. Homelander and I forget that name now. Yeah, so basically Stormfront and Homelander, they're representing that Trump alt-right kind of political movement. And I think it's really great that they both got beat at the end of the season because Trump has been beaten and we've now got a new president. So that whole thing is still going to be a plot line, but Donald Trump won't be as much of a feature.
Yeah, but that'll be interesting.
Yeah, it's all interesting. It's all changed, and we'll see what happens next. So that was number 2.
And number 1, Messiah.
So that's your best of the last year.
Yeah, indeed. The most show, other than the other 5 stars I just mentioned, it's captivating me. What's going to happen next?
It's very good at making you wonder what will happen next. Will he walk on water? Will he cure the sick?
We'll cure the sick. Michelle Monaghan will lose her job. The kid, what's going on?
And if they make a new series, they might have to take the pandemic into account. And what will the Messiah do about that? But anyway, we'll see what they do.
Pretty much.
Oh, thank you, Ryan. So that was your favourite TV shows of 2020.
And now we're on to my worst TV shows of 2020.
Yeah, what were the stinkers? Okay, let's find out. So, my least favourite shows, which is a very diplomatic way of saying it. Ryan's implying you might like this, but he didn't like it so much.
And I got my dishonorable mentions.
Go on.
Supergirl, season 5. I felt season 5 of Supergirl was all over the place. And definitely like Arturo Crisis on Interverse crossover, they just reset everything.
Saying was stopped early because of the pandemic as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the whole inclusion of like this epic battle, we had to wait till next season. And several months later, after this next season, it will be his last. Just so they can set up Superman and Lois.
Okay, because there's always going to be something that DC are putting out there with the super people. So if this wraps up, it'll just be replaced by another.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And the last one I'm going to mention is Quiz. True story about the big scandal that rocked Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, starring Michael Sheen.
Your dishonorable mention.
But now we're on to the list.
All right, yeah, go on then.
Number 6, Curse, which is like a drawn-out, boring, like new take on the King Arthur lore.
Okay.
Yep. Number 5, Batwoman. Which is a female Batman, less brooding and less oppressed. Number 4, which again another one I tied two together, which is Starman 5 with Hugh Laurie from Sky One, and the BBC's is Dark Eternal Season 2. I bet they'll 5 are all gonna be something special. We got Hugh Laurie, you got Josh Gad, you got all these funny people involved.
Yeah, it's got the right ingredients, but it just didn't come together.
No, it wasn't really funny, really. You thought there's something gonna happen to the crew, like the ship is gonna crash. But it didn't do anything. It's Dark Maternal Season 2. I just found it boring for most of one time. And it's got the girl from Logan.
It's Avenue 5, His Dark Materials. This is a book, more famously, by Philip Pullman. and then it was a movie with
Daniel Craig and
Daniel Craig and Nicole Kidman, and then they didn't make any more films because it was so badly received. So I presume the program is doing better than the movies. But this isn't your worst list, so it's not good.
Well, I did enjoy the first season that much. Maybe because it got James McAvoy.
Yeah.
But sadly, he was in least screen time.
Mm-hmm.
But this one was about James McAvoy in the middle of this show.
Yeah.
The interest for this has just gone down.
Yeah.
Like, much as Catherine Kay, as in the little girl from Logan, man, she tried. She really tried. Yeah.
Is that on the poster?
Yes, on the right side, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So she's playing, I think it's Laura. I read the books like 20 years. Yeah.
It's Laura, I think. And I thought this was completely boring.
That's a shame. I was tempted to make the argument that if you're a fan of the books, but as we often say, a program should stand alone. You shouldn't have to know what the source material is to enjoy it.
Yeah. So I thought the season 2 was a shame, but it does set up like interesting plot lines going into season 3.
Okay.
If they'd managed to make that happen.
Yeah, sometimes a second series can be a bit slow or boring, and then it picks up after that. I'm thinking of the program The Wire, which was on HBO. Famously, the second season of that is quite boring, but then the program gets back to what it was good at in the first season. So maybe by season 3, they'll have found their feet again.
Yeah, pretty much. Right. Number 3, which is another Sky original program, Code 404.
I wish I knew his name because he's a very interesting dude. He's been in a lot of movies recently. Our man, the shorter man.
Oh, short fella. Oh, I think he was from Transporting.
Or the Transporter, or?
Well, don't ask me. I had no clue.
Okay, sorry. He looks like, and I might be wrong, he looks like a very famous actor who was in The Irishman more recently, Martin Scorsese movie.
Oh.
But I could be wrong. He is a Liverpudlian, so he's from the UK. Anyway.
Yeah. So he had on Daniel. I'm talking about the third person on the left.
Well, there's two people there.
Oh yeah, Daniel Lays, which I thought I saw the trailer of this. I thought this is incredible.
Right.
This can be incredible. London law enforcement in the near future.
Okay, yeah. So it's futuristic cops. I like that.
And cop which just got killed in the middle of action. Brought back from the dead by Sinai, like artificial.
RoboCop.
Yeah, pretty much. But without the suit and skeleton.
Budget RoboCop. So he doesn't have any of the interesting stuff that RoboCop has, but
it's just still him. Yeah.
Okay.
But boy, it fell down so far. Other than Daniel Mars, which is actually the most funniest character in the show. Mm-hmm. Without him, I don't think this will get boring and blanded. And it's full of like every other like cop drama. And also, London looks like just a regular London.
Okay, you're disappointed it's not all futuristic.
No, not like telephones there.
Okay.
And number 2, we're on to the top 2 here.
All right, yeah.
Which is, this one will be a shock to you, the world according to Jeff Goldblum.
How cool is that? There's Jeff telling us about the world. Okay, I like that.
Yeah, which that's what I thought as well when I saw the trailer.
Yeah.
I figured the world according to Jeff Goldblum.
I mean, what?
You figure that on your own. What?
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm happy to hear Jeff Goldblum tell me about anything, especially the world. But is it just him talking about planet Earth? Or what? Explain it to me.
Not really. I think that's when I will get my bonds. Much I did enjoy Jeff Goldblum. His mannerisms.
Yeah.
Just not enough.
He's selling it. He's selling it. And then
they talk about this series. It's just not really that interesting.
To be honest, sounds a bit thin.
like shoes. What I want to know about shoes.
Okay. So is it reality, fake reality, I suppose? It's filming him.
No, it's real reality.
But, so it's a film crew following him around in his house kind of thing?
Yeah, like Lord of those other travel shows.
All right, so like Michael Palin takes you to India. This is Jeff Goldblum takes you to his flat and shows you his collection of shoes.
Yeah, or pretty much just going around the world. Things.
looking at shoes around the world.
Yes, and probably look at everything else in life.
Okay, right. A bit wide scoped random there. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so to me, the downfall is it's just the boredom of them. It's just like the first of all the episode, like the length of episodes of 4. This didn't have enough to keep my attention.
Yeah, it's Jeff Goldblum, but there's no script and there's no plot, so it's
Yeah.
not what the hell you're watching.
Pretty much. And there's one of that. This is like one of the shows you thought you keep they going on to keep you interested, but you don't.
Okay, that's a shame.
Yeah. And number one,
Yep.
Hitmen.
So this is Ryan's list of disappointments, I suppose, yes?
Yes, worse. That's into the bottom.
Yeah, so I just want to make the point. So you have Teenage Bounty Hunters as one of your best,
Yeah.
and this one as one of your worst. And the two programs are similar in that it's people going into the dodgy world of killing people or bounty hunting people. But this didn't work for you.
No, because like it's at least Teenage Bounty Hunters was like very engaging. The characters are likable. You believe in the situations they were in.
Right, okay. It made more sense, yeah.
But these two, they don't.
Okay.
They don't. They just feel like, hey, let's just get the two people like who made the Great British Bake Off so successful, and let's put them in the middle of like a drama. They'll make it so interesting. Which
Yeah. Having not seen it, I can't comment really, but it sounds like they were hoping for black comedy.
comedy like take a Mickey out of the crime genre, but there was enough that funny.
Yeah, that's bottom line, really.
Like always. The actors feel like they were lost. Overall, I wish we're making a lot of money out of this. Sure. Anyway.
I got you.
The only place I can say doesn't overstay welcome. It was only on for 4.
Oh, really? Was it cancelled or?
Well, I don't.
No, that's fine. It makes me think of Dead Set, the Charlie Brooker Big Brother thing. That was like a 4-episode thing. So sometimes these are not set up for a long run. They're just a very short vignette, but it was still not great.
Yeah.
So much out there. I was going to say, Ryan watches so much. So it's only fair that some things are better than others. And you still watch these. So, yeah.
Yeah. And that's all my worst and best of worst of 2020 TV shows.
Yep.
And now let's get to my special one, which is my favourite documentaries of 2020. So I did put numbers here. I just put so many of them on there that I really liked, which was probably might recommend them yourself.
It's a great looking list. Go on. So where do you want to start?
Death for 2020.
No. Yeah, this is great fun. This is Charlie Brooker written with his writing partner. I don't know her name.
Look a sensation.
But it's got
So,
some random characters in.
interesting.
I love Ryan. I love the tech guy here at the end. That they're watching Greta Thunberg talking at Davos, and she's telling everyone the world is burning and everything's terrible. And he's like, so I decided to buy a mountain and hollowed it out, and I've made my James Bond base. And you're like, that is what billionaires would do. They'll hear all this and go, well, I'm off.
Like, go up and like get help from James Bond. Yeah.
I'm not helping everyone else. I'm going to use all my money to help me, basically.
Which is the right decision.
If Ryan had billions, he would buy a million and stay there.
And it's got Leslie Jones, I think, an author. They had a regular soccer mum.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
You got Tracy Hunnam as the Queen, trying to do with her version of the Queen. Hugh Grant was the man.
He's great. You didn't know it was Hugh Grant as well. He's playing a historian called David Starkey, who came into a lot of stick because he has made racist comments in the past and basically made some stupid comments about the Black Lives Matter movement. And he's basically been switched off now. But so that the look is this historian David Starkey. But I didn't know it was Hugh Grant for a long time.
Yeah, I did fall from the facial expressions. And also you could feel and look and feel like that's what a custodian would look like.
Yeah.
That's definitely Hugh Grant. And that lady who I think is portraying like what we are, which are just in a home.
Philomena Kunk, she's like one of the 5 most ordinary people on the planet. Yeah.
But she does feel like pretty much like us, like locked down our homes. actually get emotional.
Yeah. She has that wonderful thing about, what is it, make friends with yourself, but then it's very hard to social distance from yourself. You just like, it's bonkers.
Yeah. And Joe Kinnan, who played like one of those millennials.
Millennials, yes. So he's in
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. He's the teenager who ends up working in the ice cream parlor. Yeah, okay. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you. Lisa Kudrow.
Yeah, so nice.
She was great. Politician. Say, screw the media.
Yeah, we're being silenced. I've said this in my book. I've said it on various talk shows. We're being silenced. It's so funny. Yeah.
Which is almost close to real life.
Very much close to real life, Ryan. They're all doing this. All these, they get angry when people tell them, we don't want to hear your nasty views.
Yeah.
They can't just accept that they're in the wrong.
Yeah, and probably we'll talk about it more probably next Thursday.
All right, cool. Go on.
Next one is Tiger King.
Yeah, so this is in Ryan's documentaries, great documentaries of 2020. Tiger King is the first thing we spoke about. It's our first interview from last April. And I still haven't watched it because I really want to enjoy watching it. And I don't want to do it when I'm doing other things. So I'm going to get there.
When I think about 2020, there's too much to actually think about, really.
Yeah.
Other than the situation I'm in the middle of right now.
Indeed. But that was a very acclaimed. I've heard of Tiger King a lot since we spoke about it. That was the first I'd ever heard of it, you telling me. But I've heard a lot about it since.
The next one is The Undertaker, The Last Ride documentary, which is available now on DVD.
Remind us quickly, Ryan, did you watch it on DVD or did you find it on WWE
Network?
Yes.
5-part documentary celebrating his career.
Yeah, and then he retired after the documentary. He retired very recently.
That's
the documentary covers the last of his career.
Yeah, and the next one is Getting Inside the Mind of Howard Menendez.
Indeed. Yeah, this is one of those true crime documentaries.
Glad you can know it. Check yourself.
NFL player or something, and then, serial murder at the same time.
Yeah. The next one is You Can't Kill David Arquette, which is like a redemption documentary of actor and wrestler David Arquette trying to redeem himself as a pro wrestler on the indie circuit.
Okay, I'm not sure. I don't know why he has to redeem himself, but famously, he's a bit of a goof. And he was great in Scream. I liked him in Scream 2 as well. But I've forgotten that he becomes a wrestler.
Well, yeah, he won the WCW in a non-wrestler.
Credit for him. God, the guy that did The Room. He's a bit of a Tommy Wiseau. He's just a character.
Yes, still remember that till I died.
Yeah, no one quite understands. Anyway, so that's David Arquette, You Cannot Kill. Okay.
Yeah, high score, huh?
I was hoping you were going to say that one. I really enjoyed this, Ryan. Ryan recommended this to me, and I really enjoyed it. It's several episodes, and it covers the history of games in a really fun way.
And there's the other one, like up a bit.
The Pharmacist.
Yeah, which is another true crime documentary.
That's an American flag, so I'm guessing it has something to do with the opioid crisis, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, indeed. And the next one from Disney Plus is Marble 616.
Right, yeah. I'll just show you.
Focus on 8 different stories from 8 remarkable filmmakers. As in one from the director of Thor Ragnarok, the other one from Bryce Dallas Howard, and the other one is from a bunch of other people.
But it's all Marvel related.
Yes, indeed. And the next one is The Social Dimension.
The Social Dilemma, for me.
Yeah, about how far social media has gotten now. Yep.
There's been a lot of stuff in the news about people being banned from Twitter and that kind of thing. So this documentary would be really good for understanding why those things are happening now. That will give you a bit of an education, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely on me. Well, that's not going to happen to me.
Well, you never know, Ryan. That's the thing.
Or I'm going to probably eat my words.
Just stay off Twitter, dude. There's no reason to be on Twitter, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, no, but I just use it every time I hear something pop up.
Oh, well, you're posting links to stuff, but you're not just writing lots of hatred on Twitter.
No, well, not all the time now.
Okay.
The next one is Showbiz Kids.
Yeah, which is Alex Winter, the star of, or one of the stars of Bill and Ted, talking about child actors.
Yes. about like how far it's got for child actors in Hollywood.
Yeah, kind of what his story was and what modern kids' stories are.
Indeed. And Dark Side of the Ring, which you see I only got like series 1 and 2, but also got like the After Wing, which is the after show, which the main, that one, thank you very much. Yeah, and The Last Dance, which
Yeah,
is
this is Michael Jordan.
Yeah, Michael Jordan documentary of the NBA players.
Absolutely. I was worried that I was on the wrong page when we were talking about worst programs because this is good, apparently. I'm glad that that's good, Ryan.
Yeah, and this changes everything.
Right, and it says at the top, what's the problem with Hollywood and women? So that's obviously the symbol for women and Hollywood in the back.
The birth of the Me Too movement and like Harvey Weinstein is now pull away.
About Harvey Weinstein and the actors who have been called out for their misogynist behavior. It's not just about Hollywood films, it's about the people that run Hollywood and what they're like.
Yeah, which is terrible.
I'm sure there are good eggs in there, but there's a lot of cover-up probably and people that should have known better. Yeah.
And that's all the documentaries of 2020.
Right, that's brilliant.
And a recommendation for you over the weekend if you wish to accept it.
Go on.
And there is also a documentary series on Netflix entitled History of Swear Words, hosted by Nicolas Cage.
Oh, brilliant. Okay. So I've got a choice of The World According to Jeff Goldblum or Swear Words with Nicolas Cage. Okay.
History of Swear Words.
History. So it's not just him swearing at.
Into the history of swear words and how they entered popular culture.
Okay. I have no idea why Nick Cage is connected to that. Maybe he's like, I swear a lot, so I wanted to know why.
Well, that means like such an unhinged, like individual to host something like this.
I would watch Nicolas Cage advertising washing up liquid to me. That'd be great.
Oh, to say you put in trailer, go fuck.
I was going to resist it, Ryan, because we might not want to be swearing our heads off depending on who we want to watch these videos, but that's fine. We're grown-ups. So on that note, thank you very much, Ryan, for a fantastic return.
And sadly, we didn't get too far into the best and worst movies of 2020, but we can continue now on next Thursday. Also, all these as well.
All right, cool.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ryan. We look forward to more of your list next week. We'll continue there.
See you in 2020.
2021. Yeah. We'll get there. All right, Ryan, thank you very much, man. And we'll speak to you again soon.
Yeah, okay.
Take care. Bye.
Okay, bye.